Good evening, good evening. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another live edition of Carolina Panthers Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the 2. I'm your host for this evening, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. It is Wednesday night, February 8th, 2023. Hope everybody's been having a good week so far. I know we hit the middle of the week. February is here, and I cannot wait until spring arrives. So March can't get here quick enough. But hope everybody's been doing well. So tonight, wanted to get on here, talk a bit. Carolina Panthers still making moves with the coaching staff as they've just made another hire. Another addition to the coaching staff. And some other moves have been made as well outside of the organization. Steve Wilkes has a new home. Al Holcomb has a new home. So we'll talk about that. And because so many people have been mentioning it to me all week, we're gonna discuss, should the Carolina Panthers pursue quarterback Derek Carr or any other veteran quarterback this offseason. We're just gonna talk about it. You know, we're just gonna kill two birds with one stone and just go ahead and get that out of the way while we can, since folks have been blowing me up about it. So we're gonna talk about that. But before we get started, be sure to check out the link in the description for Game Beauty and check out an awesome lineup of video game themed makeup and cosmetic products. Really, really good stuff. And if you consider making a purchase, be sure to use the promo code BlitzballChamp, all in caps, and you can get 10% off of your order. So definitely put that to use if you plan on doing some shopping at Game Beauty. But definitely check it out if you're interested. Okay. Let's talk about the newest hire for the Carolina Panthers, as they have hired for defensive coordinator Ejiro Evero's staff, Linebackers Coach Peter Hansen, which he was the linebackers coach with the Denver Broncos this past season. Now, who also has worked under Coach Evero. KT, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. But Peter Hansen. Let's see. So just a little background on Peter Hansen. So 43 years old, played football out of the University of Arizona. Played football and basketball, actually, at the University of Arizona. 6 feet 8 inches tall. He has quite a coaching background as well. He's from Palo Alto, California. Let's see. His career history as a coach. He was on the strength and conditioning team for the University of Stanford in 2008. He was the defensive assistant for Stanford from 2009 to 2010. And then he got his first taste of the NFL through the San Francisco 49ers as the defensive assistant and quality control coach from 2011 to 2013. Let's see. And then right back to the University of Stanford from 2014 to 2019, he was the inside linebackers coach. And then he got his first taste as a defensive coordinator over at the University of UNLV from 2020 to 2021. He was the defensive coordinator and inside linebackers coach. And then back to the NFL he is through the Denver Broncos as linebackers coach last season. And now he's with the Carolina Panthers as the new linebackers coach going forward. Joe Valesco, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. So he has worked under both. Now, he's also worked under both Vic Fangio and Ejiro Evero. So he's been working under some pretty dang on good people when it comes to defense. I mean, because we got to remember, as I mentioned in the last video, Ejiro Evero, Coach Evero, coached the 7th overall ranked defense in the Denver Broncos this past season. So, you know, as much as, you know, the coaching staff has really been getting off to an interesting start, it's starting to shape up, y'all. We're still waiting for more pieces for the offensive side, but defensive side, it's shaping up and picking up Coach Evero and now Coach Hansen. So this is good. They're really going to work hard with this coaching staff. And then you can also check out the article here about 5 things to know about new linebackers coach for the Carolina Panthers, Peter Hansen. We're going to go into that in a second. Super Treybo, welcome to the stream. Says, honestly, Jason, I think we just need to draft a quarterback and start new. This recycled stuff is getting old with other quarterbacks. I agree. And don't worry, we'll get into that. We'll definitely get into that tonight. Because like I said, folks have been blowing me up about Derek Carr, including my brother, which I don't know if he's watching, but he's blowing me up about it too. But we're definitely going to get into that tonight. Okay. So, and be sure to check out the articles linked in the description if you want to follow along. 5 things to know about linebacker coach Peter Hansen. Number 1, check this out. Last year in Denver, Coach Hansen has 4 years of NFL coaching experience and 1 year as a position coach in the league under Ejiro Evero staff in 2022. Coach Hansen's unit contributed to the Broncos' 7th ranked total defense, only 320 yards per game last season. So he was on that squad, y'all. He was on that coaching staff. So that's a big plus. Second, passed with Vic Fangio and also Jim Harbaugh. So check this out. It says Hansen's first professional coaching opportunity came in San Francisco from 2011 to 2013, where he worked as defensive assistant and quality control coach under head coach Jim Harbaugh and defensive coordinator Vic Fangio. Connections he made while working with them as a defensive assistant back at the University of Stanford. During his time with the 49ers, Coach Hansen helped with film breakdowns, scouting reports, practice preparation, and the San Francisco 49ers advanced to 3 straight NFC championships and a Super Bowl during that time. And then his time eventually overlapped with Coach Evero, who worked with the 49ers from 2011 to 2015. So the dude has been on a successful coaching staff and has contributed. I mean, he was with San Francisco for 3 straight NFC championships and a Super Bowl appearance. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. Okay, number 3, his college coaching history. All right, check this out. It says, before jumping to the pros, Hansen got his start in college coaching. His first opportunity came at Stanford, where he worked as the strength and conditioning intern in 2008 and came along as a defensive assistant from 2009 to 2010. He returned to Stanford after working with the 49ers, this time as a linebackers coach, and remained there from 2014 to 2019. So he ended up going back. He was part of the staff that helped the Cardinal finish within the top 3 of the Pac-12 conference scoring defenses from 2014 to 2017, and produced 2 NFL draft picks in Blake Martinez, who went to Green Bay in 2016, and Bobby Okereke, who went to Indianapolis in 2019. His last college job was at UNLV, where he worked as defensive coordinator and inside linebackers coach from 2020 to 2021. So he's done a little something in his college coaching career as well. So hey. Number 4, he's a 2-sport athlete. He's 6 feet 8 inches tall. He played football and basketball in college and professionally. He was a dual sport athlete at the University of Arizona, earning second team All Pac-10 honors as a special teams performer in the year 2000. During his college football career, he blocked 7 field goals and point after attempts, and played basketball for the Wildcats during the 1999 to 2000 and 2001 to 2002 seasons. In 2003, he played professional football in France for the Cannes Iron Mask, and professional basketball in Copenhagen, Denmark for Club Falcon in 2003 to 2004. Okay. So he's been around the world a little bit. France, Denmark. Okay. Dang. And then finally, number 5, West Coast roots. Coach Hansen was born and raised in Palo Alto, California, attending Palo Alto High School and playing football under his father, who was his head coach. Hansen found success as a high school quarterback, leading Palo Alto to their first championship win in the Central Coast section in 1995. So, looks like he's done a little bit of something as a player as well. But that's quite an interesting background there for linebackers coach Peter Hansen. So, I'm looking forward to seeing how he does. He's coming alongside Coach Avero. They had success with the defense with Denver last season. So I think there's a lot of room to improve the Carolina Panthers defense. And I think with them on the coaching staff, I think they'll do just fine. Vietnam, welcome to the stream. Absolutely not. Leave Carr where he's at. I agree. And yeah, we're definitely gonna get into that. But yes, I do agree with you. Let's see. So welcome aboard, Coach Peter Hansen. Hope that goes well. And Coach Steve Wilks and Al Holcomb have found new homes, as Coach Steve Wilks will be the new defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers since DeMeco Ryans left and went to become the new head coach for the Houston Texans. And then Al Holcomb is actually moving to the Buffalo Bills to be the new senior defensive assistant, which he does have a past history of working with Sean McDermott back when he was in Carolina. So those two new homes for those two. And like I said, I'm not surprised. I didn't think it was going to take Steve Wilks long to find new work. Because remember, Steve Wilks is still that dude when it comes to defense. and he's going to get a fresh opportunity with the 49ers as defensive coordinator. So, I mean, I knew it wasn't going to take long for him to find work elsewhere. So, I mean, all's well ended well. Best of luck to him. Best of luck to him. And also Al Holcomb as well with Buffalo. But yeah, how are y'all liking the ramping up of the coaching staff so far? So far, let's recap. So we got Frank Reich as head coach. We picked up Deuce Staley for the offensive staff. Not too sure what he'll be doing, but he was running backs coach and offensive assistant, so he's on the offensive staff. We're keeping offensive lineman coach James Campen. We're keeping special teams coordinator Chris Tabor. We brought in coach Ajero Evero as new defensive coordinator. Linebackers coach Peter Hansen as well. So how do y'all think the coaching staff is shaping up so far? I have to say, it's looking like it's shaping up pretty well. It's looking like it's shaping up pretty well. I think just the next big thing to really, figure out is who's going to be the new offensive coordinator. I think that's still up in the air. And I think we'll probably hear about some more plans forming after this Sunday's Super Bowl. So we'll see what happens, but it's starting to shape up. Joe Valesco says, pretty good. Just wondering who is going to be the offensive coordinator. Yeah, you, me, the rest of us. Like I said, it could end up being Frank Reich calling plays. I mean, we'll have to see. But I think we're going to learn more about what's to come next after this Sunday's Super Bowl. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But they're off to a really good start building back up this coaching staff. At least I would say. There's one thing I wanted to point out before we move to the quarterback talk. There's one thing that was brought to my attention. Shout out to Unnecessary Bluntness. So, according to the PFF, linebacker Shaq Thompson was rated 90.3 against the run this past season, which is second in the league among linebackers. Whew. And the reason why I mention this is because it could pose as a potential argument as to maybe why one may say we should keep Shaq Thompson. Because let's remember, at one point, or maybe multiple points, we used to suck at defending the run. Let's keep it real. We sucked before, at one point or more, stopping the run. Especially 2 seasons ago. And if Shaq Thompson was ranked second in the league among linebackers in run defense, stopping the run, I mean that could be an argument as to maybe why somebody would consider keeping him. Now, I mean, I think the only thing that they would have to consider is his contract. That's really, I think, what the issue comes down to. Have to find a way about his contract, because he's getting paid quite a bit. Not to mention, we can say all that we want about Shaq Thompson, but one thing's for sure: at least he was anywhere near close to how Tahir Whitehead was. Let's just keep it real. Mr. Gemini, welcome to the stream. What's up? Derek Carr only for a bridge. Let's go ahead and talk about this. This is starting to heat up. Let's go ahead and talk about this. Jeff R, what's up? Hey, nice new profile picture. But yeah, and we can keep talking Shaq Thompson as well, but that could be a fair argument. That could be a fair argument. A 90.3 rating against the run, that's and the reason why I say that's a big deal, because at one or more points, we used to suck at stopping the run altogether. Mr. Gemini said, but he did meet with the Saints, though, which is true. But veteran bridge quarterback. Let me just say this. Now, I'm not saying that Carolina won't consider the idea of a veteran bridge quarterback, but I gotta keep it real with y'all. Like, me personally, I'm just tired of all the veteran project quarterbacks that we've had. Didn't work with Baker Mayfield, didn't work with Teddy Bridgewater, didn't work with Sam Darnold, didn't work with the return of Cam Newton. It's like, dang, like, I feel like ever since Kyle Allen took over, it's like it's been quarterback after quarterback. I mean, shoot, look at DJ Moore. Look at how many quarterbacks have thrown to DJ Moore. Like, that's not good. Shoot, in his four seasons, DJ Moore has had so many quarterbacks throwing to him. It's not even funny. Mr. Gemini says, get a veteran and draft a quarterback, but I'm tired of the veteran quarterbacks too, though. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, and now folks are talking about Derek Carr. I mean, just Derek Carr. And don't get me wrong. Derek Carr has good stats. Don't get me wrong. I can't say that he's a trash quarterback. Jacoby Brissett, yeah, we'll run him down as well. But I mean, let's keep it real. Like, let's be honest with ourselves. Let's talk about this. Derek Carr, I can't say that Derek Carr is a trash quarterback. I mean, the dude's a 4-time Pro Bowler. I mean, it's kind of hard to be a trash quarterback and be a 4-time Pro Bowler. I'm just saying. Let's see. He has a completion percentage so far of 64.6. 217 passing touchdowns, 99 interceptions, 35,222 passing yards, a passer rating of 91.8. He's got 845 rushing yards and 6 rushing touchdowns. And like I said, 4-time Pro Bowler, from 2015 to 2017, and then just this past season made the Pro Bowl, 2022. So, I mean, he's not a terrible quarterback. But at the same time, how many veteran project quarterbacks are we going to keep going through? You know, because it hasn't worked for like the last 4 or 5 seasons. James, welcome to the stream. Brady is gone. I won't jump for joy yet because Brady has done this before, James. So I'm gonna wait until training camp starts next season, and if he's not on a team, then I'll trust that he's really retired. But until then, I'm not gonna trust that he's really retired. Nope, not quite yet. Can't do it. Mr. Gemini says Carr's in his 30s too. At that. Yes, 31 years old, will be turning 32 this March. Now, you mentioned Jacoby Brissett. A little bit younger than Derek Carr. But here's the thing. Ernest Capu, welcome to the stream. Tom Brady retirement. Yes. I won't believe it until training camp. He has retired before and has come back in less than a month. I won't believe it until training camp. Sorry, but I'm not falling for it. No. Jacoby Brissett, 30 years old. A 61.1 completion percentage, 48 touchdowns, 23 interceptions, 10,350 passing yards, a passer rating of 84.4. He also has 896 rushing yards and 15 rushing touchdowns. Here's my thing with Jacoby Brissett. The dude has a record of 18-30 in games that he started. Has a record of 18-30 in games started in his NFL career. I mean, personally, I just really feel like draft a quarterback. Let's get some competition in the quarterback room and just develop our guy. I would really rather us draft a quarterback, let him and Corral compete, and we just develop our guys. Joe Valesco says, if we trade or sign Derek Carr, do we have to draft a quarterback or let Matt Corral sit behind Carr? Well, either or could happen as far as them getting a quarterback or let Corral sit behind him. Because, I mean, the idea would end up being that Carr would get the nod as starter just based on experience and such. But, I mean, like I said, Carr right now has a no trade clause. So either that would have to be waived or, he would have to be flat out released by the Raiders. But until he gets that no trade clause waived, then I mean, there's no telling what's going to happen. But he's got to get that waived first. So. But I just really, I'm getting sick of these prospect or project quarterbacks. I'm really getting sick of these project veteran quarterbacks. It hasn't worked in the last handful of seasons, and we haven't drafted a quarterback in the first round and developed anybody since Cam Newton. I'm not saying that can't happen with Matt Corral, but we need to see where Matt Corral is at first, health-wise. We need to see where he's at health-wise. You know, that's the only thing. Now, I'm not saying that he can't come back from it. I mean, it was a Liz Frank injury. I mean, you know, Cam Newton came back and was able to play after that. You know, hadn't been the same. But, I mean, that's something that you have to think about and consider, even with Matt Corral. And he's much younger. But, I mean, that Liz Frank injury, you know, that foot injury, that can potentially be a pretty serious injury. I'm just saying. So, I mean, we don't even know what we're going to get in Matt Corral. I mean, the only thing we can hope for is that he is able to return healthy and be able to compete. But it remains to be seen, y'all. It remains to be seen. Also, speedy recovery for Austin Corbett. Had the surgery. His recovery just started. So hopefully he can bounce back ASAP. Because he was definitely big for us on the O-line. And like I said, I'm pretty sure we're going to have to, you know, tweak the O-line just a little bit, you know, and prep for depth. But I mean, we still got, you know, folks like Cade Mays, who's up and coming. If Deontay Brown can get his weight under control, maybe he'll have a shot to do some damage on the O-line, you know, to create some depth. But like I said, we might have to tweak the O-line just maybe a little bit. But hopefully re-signing Bradley Bozeman is a priority. But at the same time, they need to get the cap situation straight. They need to get the cap situation straight. But a name that I keep hearing float around quite a bit is tight end Mike Gesicki, as far as somebody that the Carolina Panthers should pursue. Anybody have any comments on that? Because, I mean, there's been a lot that's been mentioned about the need for tight end. which is understandable because, like I said, I really felt like our tight end room has been more so meant for the run game and not so much in the passing game. Although Tommy Tremble has done a little bit of something, just, it's been mainly running plays. Joe Valesco says, when the Panthers traded up in the 2022 draft, I wanted Sam Howell, but I believe in Corral. Well, like I said, we just have to see how he looks health-wise and if he can recover. Because Liz Frank injury, that ain't no joke. Especially at quarterback, we have to see how he recovers, if he can get back in healthy shape again. But I just, like I said, I've just really been impressed with how this coaching staff has been shaping up. I'm also really excited about how this coaching staff on the defensive side of the ball is going to look as far as getting to work to improve the players on defense, the defensive roster. That I'm actually very excited about. I ain't gonna lie. I'm actually very excited about that. But now I know there's a couple of names that have been mentioned as well as who could potentially be added to the offensive side of the coaching staff for Carolina. One name being Matt Nagy, who is currently the quarterback's coach, senior assistant on the Kansas City Chiefs, who will be playing in the Super Bowl this Sunday. Not only that, there is also, I believe, who's the other name? There was another name that was mentioned. I think it was Brian Johnson. Yeah, Brian Johnson, quarterback coach for the Philadelphia Eagles, who also has experience as offensive coordinator as well. So, I mean, it looks like those two names could be pursued after the Super Bowl, regardless of the outcome. But I think realistically, I think we definitely are continuing to build a solid coaching staff. So far, there have been some good moves being made. But I have a feeling that Frank Reich is going to be pretty involved in the play calling to some degree. To some degree. That's my prediction, but I could be wrong. Joe Valesco says, how will you feel if the Panthers hire Jim Caldwell as offensive coordinator? Like I said, I mean, not really who I had in mind for offensive coordinator personally. I'd rather have him as head coach, but I mean, I guess. But as I said before, the only thing with Jim Caldwell, Joe Valesco, is his age. That's really the only thing. But if you ask me, I'd rather have him as head coach than coordinator. But that's just me. Jay Cole, welcome to the stream. I go with Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson from the Eagles. Yeah. A name that could be pursued for sure. But I tell you, this Sunday is crazy. Both number one seeded teams going at it in the Super Bowl, both with 14-3 records. Man, that's going to be quite a game this Sunday. I understand that, Patrick Mahomes may not be 100%, but still, don't count the Chiefs out just yet. Don't count them out just yet. That's all I can say. But for those that are just coming in, how do y'all feel about Shaq Thompson? Like it was brought to my attention. Shaq Thompson has a PFF, or according to PFF, he had a 90.3 rating against the run this past season, which is second in the league for linebackers. Which I think could be a good argument as far as keeping him and not trading him, but at least maybe adjusting or restructuring his contract, if possible. If possible. Because, like I said, we used to suck stopping the run. We used to suck so badly stopping the run. So, I mean, it's something to think about. It's something to think about. But I really look forward to seeing how on defense this affects the players and whatever type of roster we have going into this next season with this new coaching staff on the defensive side. Also, I still think, and maybe I'm alone here, I still think Jeremy Chin could be moved back to linebacker, or at least move back to the position he was in as a rookie. I could definitely see that happening, to be honest with you. I could see that happening. Because, like I said, Jeremy Chin's rookie year was his best season so far. Let's keep it real. Rookie season was his best season so far. But I mean, that's pretty much all that I have tonight. Like I said, there's just a couple of things I wanted to mention, and just the whole quarterback situation. Like I said, I know Derek Carr was mentioned. Jacoby Brissett was mentioned. J. Cole says, I thought Shaq Thompson's numbers were low. He does miss a lot of tackles. I didn't expect him to have a 90.3 according to PFF, and second among linebackers in stopping the run. But Shaq Thompson has had over 100 tackles for the last 4 seasons in a row. So, I mean, dude is a tackling machine. Four straight 100-plus tackling seasons. So, I mean, and technically, his tackling numbers improved between the season before and last season. His tackling numbers actually improved, J. Cole. That's the weird thing about it. But then again, he did play 3 more games last season than he did the season before. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, take it with a grain of salt. That's all I can say. But his tackling numbers improved this season compared to last season. So, in 2021, he had 104 total tackles. In 2022, he had 135 total tackles. So, yeah, it's surprising. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely surprising. But like I said, I mean, I know, and like I said, I was in the mix as far as the idea of trading Shaq Thompson. But, I mean, there's as much as it's fair to consider the idea of trading him, there's also a fair argument in considering keeping Shaq. I can see both sides of it. Joe Valesco says, will you give up one of our second-round picks for DeAndre Hopkins? I don't know if a second-round pick would be enough. To be honest with you. Maybe. But honestly, I really don't think we need to be getting rid of picks, Joe Valesco, to be honest with you. I really don't think we need to be getting rid of picks. I mean, Carolina right now only has 7 total picks. Carolina has 7 picks. 1 in the first round, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth. That's it. I really don't think we can afford giving up picks. Especially we have no 6th and 7th round pick. I don't see it. I don't see it. We had a 7th at one point, but we lost it in order to get Laviska Shenault. So I mean, I think they'll keep their options. They will probably explore options for that number 9th pick. I do see that, but I mean, with what we have now, I don't think we're in a position to eliminate picks. I don't think that's smart. Not to mention, Joe Valesco, you have to also remember with how certain picks that we've given up, you have to also look how that's turned out for us. Remember how that turned out for us with Stephon Gilmore? He ain't on the team no more. Remember how that worked for CJ Henderson? And he's been crap for us. Sam Darnold. I'm just saying, like, those moves have kind of backfired. Those moves have kind of backfired on us. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So, but I think we're going to see some more stuff unfold after this Sunday's Super Bowl, for sure. For sure. But I think looking back at what's been said from Frank Reich, plus what's been said from Scott Fitterer, I really think Carolina is going to go hard to get the quarterback that they want in the draft. That I do believe they're going to do. Now, I don't know exactly how that's going to look on paper, but to get their quarterback, I believe the organization is going to go hard to get that guy. That's either a really good thing or a really bad thing, considering what it may take to give up for said quarterback. But whatever they decide to do, it better equal a home run. If that's what they do, it better equal a home run. That's all I can say. But you know something? I gotta give the fan base credit. I gotta give the Keep Pounding Nation credit. For those and friends of mine that have nagged me about Derek Carr or have nagged me about a bridge quarterback, you know what? I gotta give them credit. Not a single one of them mentioned Cam Newton. I'm actually I'm actually quite pleased. No one actually mentioned Cam Newton. Wow, that's a surprise. But in a good way. It's either been Sam Darnold, Jacoby Brissett, or Derek Carr. Nobody's mentioned Cam. Wow, that's actually that I can dig that. I can actually dig that. But here's the thing. The thing that's really scary, though, is the fact that there's even a discussion on the idea of a bridge quarterback and Jacoby Brissett, Sam Darnold. I mean, the only positive with Derek Carr is actually a pretty decent quarterback. I mean, he's a 4-time Pro Bowler. But the fact that Jacoby Brissett and Sam Darnold are in the discussion as well, that should tell you something. I'm just saying. I mean, like I said, I get it. But that says something. I'm just saying. But, only time will tell. J. Cole says, "Don't jinx. They might say his name." Maybe not. But he too busy making bank anyway, and other avenues. So he will be just fine. But yeah, like, what are y'all's thoughts on this Sunday's Super Bowl? I guess we might as well talk about it. Super Bowl. Who wins it? Eagles, Chiefs? Who takes it? Both teams are number 1 seeds in their conferences. Both teams are 14-3. Who takes it? Personally, I gotta give the slight edge to the Eagles, but only a slight edge. Only a slight. But, if Tom Brady really is going to retire, or really is retired, then Carolina has the chance to really go in deep to the point where they could potentially set their team up to win multiple seasons in the NFC South. Oh, and let me also say this. For the folks that are like, Bryce Young's too short, I I want y'all to think about something. Okay? I want you to think about Drew Brees. I want you to think about Russell Westbrook. Y'all do realize that they're similar height with Bryce Young, right? Not to mention, I mean, look at Russell Westbrook. Kyler Murray. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I think Tua is another one. And my only thing with Tua, or actually, never mind. Never mind. I mean, he's 6'1", so maybe not Tua. Well, I guess. I think the only thing with him is he just needs to stay healthy. That's really the only thing with him. J. Cole says the Eagles. How about the Kelsey's brother going against each other? Oh, yeah, there is that. There is that. Good point. Good point. Ernest Capu, Carolina Panthers going 15-2 this year. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Dude, how are you going to say that when the next season hasn't even started and we haven't even built the roster back up yet? How the heck are you going to say 15-2 now? Come on now. At least wait until we got a sense of what our roster looks like. While that would be nice and impressive, let's not jump the gun. But you know what? Let's actually look at the tail of the tape for this Eagles Chiefs. The matchup predictor has a 51.8% chance going to the Chiefs and a 48.2% chance going to the Eagles. I mean, it's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting. The Eagles this season have lost to the Commanders, Cowboys, and Saints. The Chiefs this season have lost to the Colts, Bills, and Bengals. Oof. But they did get him back in the AFC Championship, so there's at least that. But and Patrick Mahomes, like I said, I'm pretty sure he's not going to be 100%, but we shall see. We shall see. But I give the slight edge to the Eagles. I give them the slight edge. But we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. But anyway, I think I'm going to call it for the stream. Let me remind everyone once again, don't forget to check out the link to Game Beauty for a fancy lineup of video game themed cosmetics and makeup products. Use the promo code BlitzballChamp to get 10% off of your order if you're interested in making a purchase. Those that plan on watching this later, let me know what your thoughts are. What do you think about the hiring of linebacker coach Peter Hansen? Steve Wilkes is off to San Francisco 49ers. Al Holcomb is out to the Buffalo Bills. Do you think Carolina should pursue quarterback Derek Carr or any other veteran bridge quarterback? Bring back Sam Darnold, Jacoby Brissett, whoever. Me personally, I say no, but that's me. Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl? But anyway, that'll do it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell while you're at it. Thank y'all so much for watching. Thank you for the likes as well. For another Carolina Panthers talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube, I'm your host, Jason Ingram. Good night, everybody, and I will see y'all in the next live stream. Peace.